Hello, fight fans. This is Danny Howard from the Boxing Tribune. It's Saturday night, so it's time to preview our big fight for the weekend: Vasyl Lomachenko versus Nicholas Walters for the 130-pound junior lightweight title. Now, the Vasyl Lomachenko-Nicholas Walters junior lightweight title fight has all the makings of a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight between two of the best fighters in the division. These are both top fighters who have shown that there's not a lot of people out there that can beat them, maybe except for each other. And really, it's a great fight, and anyone can win Saturday night. Now, going into this fight, there was a period of time where there was nobody badder at the featherweight division than Nicholas Walters, the Axeman. And that's because Walters was a monster. He was strong, he was powerful, and he had the ability to spark you out with one shot at any time. However, since he's moved up in weight to 130 pounds, Walters has been inactive, but he's still a very dangerous fighter, even for someone as well-skilled and well-revered as WBO junior lightweight champion Vasyl Lomachenko. This is a dangerous fight for Lomachenko. Make no mistake about it. If Lomachenko expects to retain his title tonight, he's going to have to be on his A game. If he gets into a firefight, if he gets to trade punches with Nicholas Walters, it's very unlikely that he will see the final bell, let alone keep his title. One thing that's unique about this fight that Lomachenko doesn't usually have working against him is that he has an opponent that may have very distinct advantages against him. Walters is a much bigger fighter and a bigger puncher, and he also has a 10-inch advantage in reach against Lomachenko. If Lomachenko is unable to stay or bypass that long reach of Nicholas Walters, he's going to get beat up. Lomachenko is going to need to rely on his skill, and also he's going to have to rely on his guile, not necessarily on brawn and grit to retain his belt tonight. Needless to say, the spotlight is still on Lomachenko. I mean, this is going to be the biggest fight that he has had against the best opponent he's fought since Orlando Salido, the man who beat him. Since Salido, Lomachenko has looked A+ against guys that couldn't bring the dog out in him like Salido did. And even though he's done really well for his career, he's not fought a guy that is as good as Salido or even as good as Walters since that night he lost. Lomachenko is a great amateur, and he's turning into a pretty good pro. But he has a tendency to fight too much like an amateur. I mean, there's the darting in and out, the scoring points. He can crack and he can hurt you, but that's really not what he's trying to do. He's trying to land as many shots as he can and then get out of there. If Nicholas Walters can make this a fight, like a legitimate fight, if he can keep Lomachenko on the outside and Lomachenko does not try to step on the gas, Walters can make this a very difficult fight for him. Now, while Walters can win this fight in any round and at any time with the power that he has, I don't like the fact that he's been out of the ring for so long. And he's going in against a guy that is going to intend on using advantages like speed, reflexes, and firing off of angles. And usually when you've been out of the ring for as long as Walters has, nearly a year, that's not the kind of guy you want to get in the ring with. Now, unlike Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev, where there was a pretty big disparity between power between Ward and Kovalev, I don't see that disparity here as well. I don't see that being that big of a gap between the two, because Lomachenko can crack. Unlike Walters, he has power in both hands. He's a lot faster with his hands, and he can hurt him with any punch he throws, provided that he can land a good, clean shot. But like Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev, Nicholas Walters needs to set the pace early. He needs to be able to either drop Lomachenko, hurt him early, or make him respect his range. Keep the fight on the outside. If Lomachenko is able to bypass that reach and he's able to get inside, Walters can still connect and hurt him with shots, but Walters is not a compact puncher. He hits you hard when he has full extension of his shots, and that's when he gets at you. Lomachenko, if he can bypass that reach and he's not troubled by it for the majority of the fight, Walters can probably find himself on the wrong end of a pretty bad beating. At the end of the day, what ends up being the call is it has to be Vasyl Lomachenko. I think that Lomachenko has improved since the Salido fight. I believe that he is going to show tonight that he is more of a pro than he was when he got into the ring with Salido. And, Nicholas Walters may be able to fight and hurt him, but this is not the kind of fight that I think would be a trap fight for Vasyl Lomachenko. And that's not a slight to Nicholas Walters, who in his own right is going to still be a dangerous fighter even after he takes a defeat. But I don't think that there's anyone right now below 140 pounds that could beat Vasyl Lomachenko, and I don't think that Vasyl Lomachenko is going to run into a guy like Mikey Garcia, who I do feel could trouble him. But as far as tonight goes, the call tonight would be Vasyl Lomachenko is going to be able to retain his WBO junior lightweight title, provided he doesn't get reckless and run into a very, very vicious Nicholas Walters right hand. I'm going by Vasyl Lomachenko by unanimous decision and keeping his title tonight.